Well, some Canadians are also warning about the prolonged symptoms and long-term recovery of COVID-19. I'm now joined by Kevin Mundy. He's here to bring us his personal story, his personal experience with COVID-19. Kevin joins me from Vancouver today. Kevin, it is good to see you. First and foremost, how are you feeling?
Well, I took a better shift on day 95 for the physical strength so I could start walking consistently. And day 126, I had a shift with my mental, neurological behavior. So that's day 130 now. So I feel like I'm slowly progressing in a better direction.
130 days, Kevin. When people talk about getting sick, it's last week, 2 weeks maybe, but 130 days. When you first tested positive for COVID-19, did you have any idea how you may have contracted the virus?
I do. I initially contracted it with a group of family at a funeral way back in March, and we were all falling ill and we were exposed to a confirmed COVID-19 positive person. However, I wasn't getting better, but I was exhibiting the most terrifying symptoms, which was the suffocation. It's a feeling like you're actually being suffocated to death. And back in March, the health authorities were encouraging us to stay at home. So it was quite terrifying. When I finally was able to get tested, when it opened up to the public, I actually tested negative on April 30th. And I still wasn't getting better as we moved into May. So I went back to get tested again. And 9 weeks after my first symptom, I then tested positive.
Wow. Which
means I had so much non-infectious COVID-19 virus particles in my body that I tested positive. So this thing went to town.
Yeah, no, it did. And you're a young guy. I believe you're in your early 40s, healthy. And clearly it really took its toll on you. And you're still, of course, still trying to recover from it. What have people been saying to you as you've been trying to describe what your symptoms are back then to compare to how you're feeling now? And I want to go to a tweet that you wrote, on July 8th, really asking for a plea for help. And this was this was on day 113. This was on day 113. This was on day 113. So I just want to get a sense from you what your mental state has been, what you've been going through, but the response you've been getting from people as you've been trying to tell them about what you're feeling.
It's been all over the map. Originally, there was a lot of disbelief from the medical field. They were attributing it to anxiety, trying to put me on antidepressants. So now when I had to shift with my physical strength on day 95, I was able to start moving on a consistent basis outside in nature. That was allowing me to address the severe trauma and PTSD associated with that early phase suffocation, which is, I'm telling everyone, the most terrifying experience you'll ever experience. And you need oxygen right away.
Your voice is so important in this. We are seeing an uptick in numbers. You're seeing it there out in Vancouver. We're seeing it, in other parts of the countries as well. A lot of the cases now are younger people, your age and younger. What do you want to tell Canadians? They're listening right across the country right now. What do you want to tell them about this virus?
This thing is real. And you don't know how your own individual immune system is going to work. It might be nothing. It might suffocate you to death, or it might make you bedridden and on disability if you're lucky enough to have that insurance for 6 months. And no one knows the long-term effects of this virus. So if you do get infected, you're gambling with how ill you'll be. But then on top of that, you could actually accidentally infect someone with your carelessness, and that person then could be messed up for months, or if maybe kill them. So I would encourage everyone to don't get infected no matter what. Don't get infected.
Do the right things, as you say, wear that mask, physical distancing. Kevin, opportunity to speak to you today has been wonderful. We want to wish you well. I want to stay in touch with you, and let's continue to track your progress here. But your voice and your message has been so critical during all of this. Kevin Mundy speaking to me in Vancouver, still recovering from COVID-19. Thank you for this, Kevin.
Thank you very much.